Hey YouTube, welcome to my kitchen. So, I got this piece of meat here at the meat market and I was going to grind it up for ground beef. It's a piece of chuck. I realized though that I have like 15 pounds of ground beef already frozen. So, this was only $1.39 a pound on sale. And it's a good piece of meat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to braise a piece of meat. The first thing we do is we're going to season it really well. Okay, so I'm going to season this with salt, liberally on both sides, and some black pepper on both sides liberally. And I'm not even going to trim this. I'm just going to cook it just as is, because all that fat that's on it's going to melt in the braising liquid and make a nice sauce. We're going to add also some granulated garlic. This is just Costco brand granulated garlic, so I use this quite a bit. Make sure we get it all over there. I like garlic. And my own special seasoning blend that I make. I think I posted how I make this. If I didn't, just ask. I'll let you know what's in it. I use this also as a chicken rub sometimes, but this is my own seasoning that I make. And there, it's really well seasoned. So what I'm doing now is getting a braising pan screaming hot. I'm just really getting this pan hot. I'm going to brown that piece of meat in that pan there and get it going. We're going to first put some oil. I'm using extra virgin. That's the primary oil I use when I cook. And what I'm going to do is just get this. It should be hot enough, I hope. And let it brown. Now while that's browning, I'm just going to cut up some celery and a couple of onions. Just going to rough rinse these and rough cut these. Not going to do anything crazy because they are clean. Just rough cut up some carrots here. Get this ready. I'm going to throw this in there in a minute. A little more celery than that. Actually, not celery, carrots. Just gotta get some onions. Pause. If you notice, this is just screaming hot. I got a nice brown going on. I'm even distorting the pan. It'll pop back into shape. But I really want to get this a good sear on this meat. Get a good brown on it. So I'm doing it right in the same pan because I want to deglaze this pan in a couple minutes. Now you can see this is all nice and brown. I'm going to pull it out of the pan. Got a nice sear on it. Into this pan. Now in this pan I'm going to throw a little chicken stock. Let me glaze this pan with a little chicken stock. Let that come to a boil. I'm going to use also some wine. Now typically I would use beef stock, but I don't have any beef stock today, so I'm using chicken. And I would use a dry red wine. But I checked my wine cellar. I didn't have any, so I'm using a dry white instead. So I'm going to use a little bit of dry white wine here. Let that reduce by half. As soon as that's reduced by half, I'm going to add the meat back to it. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Now as you can see, I got a mirepoix, or a bunch of celery, onions, and carrots together here. I'm going to use that as the base. I'm going to put the meat on in a second. Got that all cut up. I'm going to go over here, back to my boiling stock and wine reduction. I'm going to add all these vegetables to it. With whatever seasoning's on my board when I was seasoning my meat, just throw those in there too. You're going to grab this piece of meat and lay it right on top of all those nice veggies. hot, so I'll just add that to it. Now I'm going to wrap this with foil, tightly with foil, and put it in my convection oven at 375 for about 4 hours, 3.5, 4 hours, and we'll see what it does. Alright, I'll show you guys when I'm done. So my meat's been in the oven at 350 in the convection setting for about 3 hours. We're going to pull it out and see what it's done. As you can see, the moist cooking method has caused this meat just to fall right apart without any effort at all. It's really tender. It cooked for about 3 hours, and it looks like it's about time to eat. There's also some nice vegetables cooked in there. All the vegetables, there's a nice side dish of vegetables. So I'm going to let it cool for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to serve it up. Hey guys, I just wanted to show you the leftovers from that roast beef that I made. After we ate, we still had all this shredded beef left, and it turned out really good, nice and tender, and really nicely shredded. It was really good. I had some sweet potatoes with it. And what I did was I just got all that stuff that was in the pan, the vegetables and the juices, and I just pureed it in the blender, and I made a really nice gravy to go with it, and there's still a half a gallon left over. So shows you I kind of overcook sometimes. But alright guys, I hope you enjoy my videos. Please comment if you want to, and just have a great day. God bless.